Alright. I was watching this video. Is GameStop really that bad? After I just, under the recommended uh, videos. Um, I just wanted to say that I wanted to give my 2 cents about GameStop. Over the past 5, 6 years, GameStop is horrible. It's not worth going. I buy all my games digitally now because I don't want to deal with their bullshit. I mean, the only time I go there, it would be if I pre-order. I mean, not pre-order. If I buy a system, yeah, PS4. Because I always have my Xbox, but I keep selling and buying my PS4. But anyways, this guy, beat 'em ups, has a good point. I watched half the video about their trade-ins and whatnot. That's not my situation. I've been going to GameStop since I was a kid, and before it was called GameStop, at least the one by me where I was living when I was a kid. Where I was living, it used to be called EB Games, and I guess GameStop bought them out. But that's beside the point. But when I was younger, um, over at GameStop, they don't know in any GameStop in general nowadays. They don't know how to hire the right people. All right, they hire retards. For instance, when I was younger, when the PSP came out, it's been out for about 2 years or a year, whatever. SOCOM 2 for the PSP, I bought used, and this older woman, she's probably about, and it was in her 30s or 40s, I buy it, and she gives, I give her the case, SOCOM 2, pay for it, yada yada yada. I go to put the game in, and I'm playing it. I'm like, this is just like the first one. I'm like, huh? And then I'm like looking, I look at the main menu. I'm like, dude, this is the first freaking thing. This is the first one, for SOCOM 1, not SOCOM 2. She gives me the wrong freaking game. I'm like, what the fuck? You know? But then that was, the only big problem I had when I was younger. When I was, 19, 20, which I'm 25 now, and I was living in Florida. Um, this guy that worked there looked just like the guy from Big Bang Theory. I don't know the guy from Big Bang Theory's name. But the guy with the glasses and the girlfriend, the hot girlfriend, the blonde girlfriend, because I haven't watched Big Bang Theory in a long time. But he looks just like him. I would pre-order games, one game, two games, at a time, and the game doesn't come out for another 4 months. And when it comes closer to the release date, um, I go to find, for instance, I'll give you an example. Xbox. At the time I had an Xbox 360 with the Kinect. What was it? Steel Battalion. I pre-ordered. Steel, whatever. Steel Battalion with the Kinect, and I found out that it wasn't that good because the Kinect freaking sucked. All right, so I canceled that pre-order, and because I look at the reviews and whatnot, and um, yeah, I just don't get it because of the reviews. Now I don't always go on this is the game. I don't always go on the reviews, but since the Connect and whatnot, I cancel it. And there's a bunch of other games I canceled, but I don't go in and oh, I want my money back. I go in, I either put it on another pre-order or I buy a game in the store. All right. I will admit, maybe 10, 20% of the time, I would go in and there's nothing to pre-order or nothing to buy. I would get, my money back because I pay cash or I pay with my card. And one time, I pre-ordered the Paladin edition for Splinter Cell. Uh, I don't even know how to spell Splinter Cell. Um, yeah, Blacklist. I pre-ordered this, the Paladin edition, the one that comes with the big plane for like $150 or whatever. I think I paid most of it off. I was like, came in, the guy who I was talking about, um, comes in. He's like, I'm like, I'm gonna cancel it and just get a regular copy, and I'm gonna, get some other games. He's like, man, if you keep canceling your pre-orders, man, we're not gonna let you pre-order at GameStop anymore. I'm like, really? I'm still, I'm just changing my pre-order and buying some games. He literally said that, and I was like, really? At first I was suckered in. And then I talked to one of the other guys at the mall by my house, which is also a GameStop. He's like, oh, he's not allowed to do that, yada yada yada. But in a sense, like if you pre-order $500 or $300 worth of games, um, and then go a week later or 2 weeks later and cancel them on when your money back, then yeah, they could. But I don't do that. And that kind of pisses me off. It's the people that they hire that really pisses me off. All right. Um, and yeah, he told me that I couldn't pre-order stuff, and he would give me a hard time. Like I would go in, I'll be like, when I would rarely do, and I would come and cancel a pre-order, he'd be like, I'm not doing it, and literally another employee would have to do it because he wouldn't do it. All right, and um, my friend Brandon would cancel his pre-orders a lot because the reviews come out and they found out it's not good, But he's the same way like me, But he's 50-50 on getting his money back, or putting on something else. Um, and he just gave us added, it's bullshit, And the funny thing is, later on he got fired because when he would come in the morning, he would get a what's it called, case off the wall of the game he wanted, put the game in the case, and put it back on the wall. And when his shift is over, he would pick it up and leave and walk out. And I don't know why he would do that, because you get to literally rent and take and sign out any game you want in the store. Plus you get what 10-15% off for working there, and it's bullshit. It really is. All right. Um, And yeah, I was one of those guys who wanted to work at GameStop. Not really because of, you know, um, I love games and everything, but because I want to start my, working at retail, and selling stuff that I know. I also wanted to work at Best Buy selling computers, something that I'm familiar with. But they never would hire me. I would go to job fairs, and it's funny because all they would hire are females. Like at the job fair, there was at least like 10 guys, and there was two GameStops real close together, one by the mall and one around the corner, and both of them had new hires that were females, and new hires usually for seasonal, and that's the most times that they would hire, and they would only hire females, but the only thing they would really have you do is like alphabetize the shelves and whatnot. And I think it's kind of bullshit that they hired females over men, you know, because I think it's real bullshit. Now, one time it was a Black Friday. I was in Florida. I was living in Florida. For Black Friday, I bought a PS3 bundle and some games off of Black Friday. And that following Christmas, I go up to New York and go to GameStop to trade in some of the games I bought. Like, for instance, Beyond Two Souls. I put the disc in once for the PS3. I put it in once. Alright? And I beat it, and I laid it in the case. And I go to trade that game in, a bunch of other games in, over by, my dad's house. And when, this guy, obviously, I mean, he must have been new. Fucking pizza face. Zitzo, I'm sorry, but he fucking pissed me off because he fucking gave me a, like, not full credit. Like, instead of like getting full $25 or $20 or whatever it was store credit, he gave me a reduced price because the game was scratched. A PS3 game was scratched. Now, first of all, it's Blu-ray, so you can scratch as much as you want, and it still will work. And I'm pretty sure it doesn't scratch itself in uh, the disc, in the PS3. So he gave me reduced costs for that and like two other games that I literally just bought that Black Friday. So I'm like, what the fuck? that really fucking pissed me off. You know. Um, but not only that, it's that I when I moved up here to New York, back to New York, I go to apply over at GameStop because they're hiring for seasonal. And I apply, put my application in. I call up, go to the store, tell them, my situation. I know I had some, I used to go to GameStop all the time, yada yada yada. And he's like, all right, if we see your application, we'll call you. Never got a call. Called up. Oh, we already hired some people. I go to the store. Not right after, but like 3 weeks after, because I got a job near there at Sports Authority for seasonal, and I go in there and there's females, new females, and I'm like, really? And I know they're new because they were advertising the thing, and that's what they do. I'm like, I understand that. Oh, it might be good to like hire young females and whatnot, but it's still it isn't right. It really isn't. Um, Not only that, like if you work at GameStop, you should know about the gaming industry and what's going on, what's coming out, yada yada yada. Whether it's Xbox, PC, Nintendo Wii, VR, PS4. I went down about 3, 4 months ago for the GameStop because I was playing um, Star Citizen. All right, and I was looking if they had any cards or whatnot so I can buy a ship. And I asked the girl there, and I'm like, "Do you have?" And she's like, "What?" She didn't know what Star Citizen is. And I mean, like, all my friends, even my friends who don't have a gaming PC, knows what Star Citizen is. I mean, it's literally they made like so much money on that the GoFundMe crap. Like they made like what $200 million or something like that. I mean, that's something you would know. An average person would know. All right, and but it's basically what I'm saying. If you work for a place and that's a place where you wanted to work, you should know stuff about that industry. I applied at Sports Authority, just for the hell of it, because I didn't think, I just, I was like, let me try something that I don't know anything about. And look, I literally go in there and they said I was hired. I didn't even have to go for an interview. I just had to go for a drug test and that's it. But, yeah, I think it's really bullshit how they treat people, you know? Uh, Not just like if I walk in, and I ask for some information, depending on who it is, like they don't really care, the employees. Now, I don't know about GameStop, the company, but if the company hires assholes, people aren't going to come there. You know, I'd rather pay $40 for a game, for an older game, such as Assassin's Creed Syndicate. I'd rather pay $40 than go to GameStop and buy it used, which is like $35. You know, I'd rather buy my stuff digitally than have to go into GameStop. You know, uh, this is really just my rants of GameStop. I mean, people might like them, but like this guy says, they were selling retro games for like whatever, a Nintendo 64 for $75 while they go in for $20 on eBay. I'm like, you're out of your fucking mind, And then GameStop complains about people going through their dumpsters and whatnot and taking games and consoles and whatnot. I'm like, if the company doesn't want them, instead of throwing them away, give it to people, sell it on eBay, give it to like it's like instead of throwing it away, see if like just put it a box in the store saying free games may and may not work, and they just put it there, you know So instead of putting it in in the garbage, and then people coming around and try to trade it in and get store credit. That's what I would do. But as of now, GameStop, they're real assholes, man. People that work at GameStop, like you might come like if you first go there, if you don't go there all the time and buy all your games from them, then yeah, they might seem nice, but once they get to know you and you're in there a lot and you pre-order game after game after game like I did, they don't like you, especially when you cancel pre-orders. Some people, I'm not saying all GameStop employees, but some of them will get pissed off if they see you in a lot and they got if you cancel a pre-order, because the more pre-orders each employee has, that has to do with you know their sales and how well they're doing. You know, so I was my whatchamacallit, a guy that worked at GameStop when I was in Florida says, he'll hire me. I put an application, application, and he never hired me. But and it's funny too, cause like he said he was gonna hire me, but ended up hiring, one of his friends or something like that. It's just kind of bullshit too. If you have a friend that works at GameStop, that's really also another thing. The only way to really get hired, and unless you're a female, they'll probably hire you off the bat. But it's really not fair, to people. That's why I don't like GameStop. So, yeah. I think that's all I have to say about this.